All right, so today we're going to tear down the walls of the classroom, metaphorically, of course, and take a really hard look at the blueprint underneath. Turns out our whole modern education system is built on a foundation that's, well, surprisingly old. Let's get into it.
I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about it? The bells ringing, these super rigid schedules, sitting in those neat little rows. Why does school, a place that's supposed to be all about learning and creativity, feel so much like, well, like an assembly line? I'm here to tell you, that's no accident. It's actually a feature, not a bug. And its consequences? Oh, they are huge.
And boom, there it is. This is the absolute core idea from the material we're looking at today. The way our schools are structured, it's got very little to do with the science of how we learn. Nope. It's basically a direct copy-paste from a bygone industrial era.
Okay, so let's really unpack that. The school as a factory. What does that actually mean when you get down to it? Well, the basic idea is kind of chilling when you think about it. It's this belief that human learning, curiosity, all that amazing stuff, that it can be standardized, that it can be processed and quality controlled, just like you'd manufacture a car. The entire system is built for efficiency and making sure everyone comes out the same. That's the top priority above everything else.
And once you see it, you can't unsee it. The parallels are just, wow, they're right there. That ringing bell? It's not really about scheduling, is it? It's about training you to comply, and it shatters your focus right when you might be getting into something. The assembly line, that's just moving from one grade to the next, like clockwork, whether you're ready or not. And the standardized test? Come on. That's the final quality control checkpoint stamping approved on the finished product. This really gets to the core of why it was all set up this way in the first place. The goal was never to create a generation of innovators or artists or critical thinkers. Not at all. The real purpose was to churn out an obedient, standardized workforce. People who would show up on time, do what they're told, and fit neatly into the factories of the industrial age. Predictable, reliable.
Okay, so it was efficient. But what's the cost? I mean, really, what are we giving up when the most important thing a kid can do is just follow the rules? And right here, this is where you see the huge, glaring problem. The whole system was built for a world that's long gone, a world that needed uniformity. But today, our world is screaming for the complete opposite. We need creativity, we need critical thinking, we need people who can solve incredibly complex problems. It's like we're trying to run the latest AI on a steam-powered computer. The hardware just isn't built for the software we need now. The source we're drawing from has this brilliant phrase for it, the fetishization of compliance. It's this bizarre situation where the system basically teaches you that how you arrive at an answer is way more important than actually finding the best solution. Show your work in the exact way the teacher prescribed. It completely discourages you from taking a creative leap. It punishes risk. And it's not just about the curriculum, it's about the very structure of the day. That factory schedule, broken up into these little 40-minute chunks, it's a creativity killer. Real deep thinking, those aha moments, they don't happen on a schedule. They need time. They need unstructured space, maybe even a little boredom for your mind to wander. And that's the one thing the school bell is designed to completely destroy. So all of this, the schedules, the compliance, it leads to what our source calls the biggest victim of this whole model, the sovereign mind. Now, what is a sovereign mind? It's not just about being a good student who gets A's. No, it's about being a genuine, independent thinker. It's that person who can connect dots nobody else sees, who questions the status quo, who actually creates something new. This is a mind that's comfortable with messy problems and isn't terrified of getting something wrong. And this is exactly the kind of mind the factory model often crushes. So how exactly does this happen? Well, first, it punishes any answer that's a little outside the box. It rewards you for just memorizing and spitting back facts, not for actually understanding them. Those big tests, they create this illusion that you've mastered something, when all you've really done is master the test. And the end result of all this, it trains your brain to just accept information, to submit intellectually, instead of thinking for yourself. Okay. So that's the problem. It's a pretty big one, right? But what's the way out? Well, the source material offers a really compelling new vision. It's a total shift in thinking, from a factory to a learning ecosystem. The very first step is all in our heads. We have to just completely toss out that old industrial metaphor. We are not manufacturing students.
Instead, we need to think more like a gardener. The goal isn't to build identical products on an assembly line, it's to cultivate a vibrant, diverse garden where you celebrate unique organic growth. And this right here really nails the difference. The old goal was all about output, pumping out people who are good at consuming information. The new goal? It's all about the process. It's about cultivating people who can actually create new knowledge. See the shift? We're moving our focus from the finished product to the messy, beautiful journey of discovery. So that all sounds great, right? But what does it actually look like? How do we start tearing down the pillars of the old factory and actually build this new ecosystem? All right, first things first, we have to break free from the tyranny of the clock. Instead of a bell telling you when to learn, the student decides. Learning becomes something you do on your own time, at your own pace. This lets you go deep into something you're truly curious about, until you've actually mastered it, not just until a 40-minute timer buzzes. Next up, we have to completely rethink the physical space. That standard one-size-fits-all classroom, that's gone. In its place, you have a dynamic learning lab. Think of it as a flexible workshop or a studio, a place designed for hands-on projects that mix different subjects together. And finally, and this one is huge, we have to change how we measure success. So we get rid of the standardized tests that just measure how well you can conform, and we replace them with something called mastery portfolios. This is a collection of your actual original work. It shows your thought process and how you tackled real messy problems. It's about what you can do, not just what you can remember. So you put it all together, and it's a total transformation. The teacher isn't a curriculum manager anymore. They're an intellectual mentor. Your journey through school isn't about your age. It's about what you've truly mastered. And the ultimate goal? It's not to be a standardized product. It's to create your own, unique, original masterpiece. And really, that's the question this all boils down to. The challenges of the future, they're complex, they're messy, they're not going to have easy answers. To face them, we absolutely need those sovereign, creative, and autonomous minds. So we have to ask ourselves, honestly, is this system we've inherited from the past really the one that's going to prepare us for the future?